Hey, this is Philip Soup with Empowerment Sessions. You ready? Let's go. Hey family, this is Pastor Phil with your Empowerment Nuggets for today. The word is capacity. And I know when you think about capacity, we think about how much can you handle? And what comes to mind in my mind is the story of Zacharias, the father of John the Baptist, how he's in the temple and he's praying. He's doing his priestly duties, and the angel of the Lord comes to him and says, hey, the Lord has heard your prayers, and your wife, for context, Elizabeth, who was barren, she will give birth to a son. This is Luke chapter 1, just in case you want to look up the reference. And the angel of the Lord begins to tell him all the great things that John the Baptist will bring the hearts of the fathers back to the children, how he'll bring people to righteousness, and how he'll prepare the way. And his name shall be called John. And Zacharias says, how can this be? I'm old, my wife is old. And the angel of the Lord says, I'm before you in the presence of the Lord, and I'm giving you this message from God. But you're going to be silent because you choose not to believe. Pen. This is September, the 9th month, and you're going to hear it. 9, the number that signifies giving birth. And I know that we are programmed to think that we automatically know the areas in which God is about to produce from in our lives. But I want to challenge you with this word capacity. Do you have the capacity to believe against the barrenness of your previous seasons that God is about to birth something in the areas that you previously couldn't produce in? Hey, as you enter this week, believe the word of the Lord. Believe in his promises, and believe that his promise is for you. It's easy for us to say God can and God is able, but the question becomes personal when we say, but will God do it for me? And then we begin to factor in our own barrenness, the areas that we could not produce in previously, and the reasons why we were unable to produce, the reasons why things could not happen, the barriers that presented themselves, whether they were external or internal, the things that we wrestled with that kept us from producing. And God says, do you have the capacity to believe that I am about to birth something through you? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use your strength. I'm going to use the areas you're strong. Yeah. I'm also not overlooking the areas of weakness, the areas in which you have been barren, the areas in which you have not been able to produce. And God says, I'm about to do something in you so significant, and it's not something that man can put together. It's not something that you and all of your wit and all of your might can put together, but I am going to do something so great and so phenomenal through you that it will impact the generations that follow you. It will be spoken of through the eons of time after you, and I'm going to do it in an area that you felt like you were unable to produce in. So hear the word of the Lord. I'm birthing something in you through the areas in which you were previously barren. And here it is. The reason for your barrenness is because God doesn't birth immaturely. The Bible has a phrase that we hear, and it goes like this: in the fullness of time. And sometimes the Bible also says that let patience have its perfect work. And sometimes we wrestle with being patient because in our mind, we have an expectation. We have in our mind a set time. We have in our mind that things are supposed to be a certain way. But this year, if it hasn't already, it is completely caused you to throw your timeline out the door, because God says, I'm not moving on your time. I'm moving in the fullness of what I've ordained and what I've destined for your life. So get ready. Open your eyes, open your ears, and expand the capacity of faith. Allow God to challenge you in the areas that you thought were dead, dormant, and barren. And watch God do something great in those areas. This is Pastor Phil with your empowerment sessions. Be blessed.